17th September, back down the allotment after my holiday and that. So first time been down. When I came over, I thought I'd just be cropping some stuff, but I thought, you know what, I'll get on with some sort of heavy labour stuff. So I ended up putting a lot of manure on my potato bed. There was some well rotted, but they kind of buried it in some fresh, so it's all pretty fresh stuff, but it was steaming away, so I thought I'll shove it on because nothing's going to go in this bed till probably April next year, so it's got plenty of time, and I might turn it over, you know, in the early spring, I don't know, but at least it's covered up now, which we'll have a look at in a minute, and then obviously nature can do its thing. It's something less for me to have to worry about rather than doing it when the rains come, because inevitably they will come. Over the next sort of 6 to 8 weeks, the rains will arrive, and then the plot starts to get a bit much. You can't really do much on it without getting covered in slop, and probably, you know, it's not fun. So the more I can get done now, the better. So I'll turn the camera around. We'll have a quick look around. Not a lot's changed. Obviously, just a bit more growth. Right, have a look in the fruit cage. Them dwarf beans, I'm going to pull them out today and just pull some beans off. The white fly have absolutely nailed them, to be honest. The baby corn is kind of touching the top. I might take some of them today, see if they're ready. You know, mole's been in there. There's a good weeding in there, to be honest. A load of thistles. Obviously, the seeds blow through from. Obviously, in the middle of this field, you see, it's all lined around the outskirts with thistles, so it's inevitably you just get them blowing in. Purple sprite and broccoli, that's sort of ticking over. The mole's been back in there, so hopefully, you know, he'll bugger off at some point. There's a courgette plant in the back there. I don't know if it's got anything on it, but I might pull that out today. So I just need to start clearing now. A few raspberries, I'm going to pick off them. And beans are sort of coming back to life, but I don't need any more beans, so I think I'm just going to leave them for now, and I'll just let them get bulky and, you know, take some seed off them, because they're the cobra beans. These tender star, loads of beans on these, so I'm going to pick these and then I'm going to cut the stems. I'm going to actually kill them off, because I just don't need any more beans at all. I'm really overrun with them, so they've done good really, considering I'm going to end them pretty soon, but for a bit of a later crop, I've done alright, because I've got some at home. I'll probably just keep a few plants tickling over. So the peas, I've got pods on and flowers on, just do with a bit of rain, to be honest. Help them swell up. Obviously the mildew will be arriving at some point, so if it can fend it away and I can get another crop of peas, then that's a bonus. So it's just a great big blue tarpaulin I've shoved over that. It's like 20 odd barrel loads, like steaming horse shit basically, and all piled on there with a wheelbarrow with a flat tyre, so it was no fun actually doing that, so I'm a bit knackered already off doing that. Sweet corn, I'm going to pull the rest of these today. I'll probably just leave the plants in for now and just let them sort of wilt, and I might snap them off and just lay them in the bed. I can deal with them at a later date. There's nothing else going in that bed. These cabbages, I might take this fella here because it's quite big. Take that. These are Primo 2 Golden Acre, not coming so much really. There's a couple of little nice heads on them, so I'll take them. Might just take a couple today. This is the broccoli, the Iron Man. It's still growing okay. Whether it comes to much, we shall have to wait and see. But I'm imagining another 4 or 5 weeks, something will come. These are the other Golden Acre cabbage down here. They've done a bit better, to be honest. These cauliflower, I can't see any white curds as yet, which I'm happy about, because I haven't really got any space to put them. So they'll probably be the same, another 4 or 5 weeks maybe. The cabbages over here, sort of January King, Tundra, and Sienna it's called at the end here. You know, some of these are coming up trumps now. It's probably a good 6-7 inch head. I need to get in sort of clean and have a bit of a weed, just to stop the slugs from sort of taking up residence in there. So there's a bit of a mix up somewhere with some January Kings and Tundra, but I'm not bothered. They're all fairly winter standing ones. There's a Killer's All cabbage. They're doing alright now. The cauliflower I was a bit concerned about, and it's kind of blown a bit, but I'm just on borderline, I think, you know. So a couple of quite big heads here. There's one that's starting to, it's on the borderline, that is, you know, I can get away with that. And then there's one over there, and there's another one here. And some more broccoli spears to take. I'll just take these. There's a small curd in there, and there's probably one hidden down in there, so I'll probably clear all that cauliflower out today, have a tidy up in there, take these broccoli spears, these side shoots off, take a load of them, clean them up a bit, because they'll probably carry on producing some shards and side shoots for a bit. So we'll get on with all that, and then we'll have a look at that at the end of the day, because I can't record too much because I've not actually got a lot of battery power left. So I'll probably just do a bit of work, harvest, and we'll have a look at that. So it's just a quick update, show you where I'm up to. Nothing's changed, there's nothing new happening. Been sort of having a think about the raised beds down here, you know. Still got to ponder on a couple of things before I commit to doing it, you know. Deciding what sort of growing space I'm going to require. You know, I was thinking 2 8-foot by 4-foot beds, but there's a few other things I need to contemplate before I actually go, right, that's what I'm going to do. You know, but there's no rush. I've got a couple of weeks before I even have to think about doing that. So the raspberries can stay there for now, until I've thought about where they're going to go. So I shall get on with some bits and bobs. I've had enough for today now. It's getting a bit warm, so I've got quite a bit done. There's still a bit of cleaning in some of the other beds to do, but the bulk of the work's been sort of done. So these tender star beans, I picked them and stripped them. The cobra beans, I didn't bother picking them, I just ripped them down. And underneath there is all my sweet corn plants. And my dwarf French beans, I just pulled them out. And there wasn't that many beans on the dwarf French, to be honest. I pulled them all out, they can stay under there, because I'll be putting all this sort of stuff, will be going into my new raised bed, so a lot of they'll dry out a bit, so they'll be like a bit of a brown, if you know what I mean. I'm hoping I don't have to buy any straw in, I can just sort of fill it up with all my compost and all the tops, like my asparagus tops, when they go brown, I can put all them in as well. And just build it up that way. So I just need to think about what I'm doing down here for definite. So we'll have a look at the other bits and bobs before we have a look at the harvest. So I've not done in that bed yet, so I need to go in and just pick some of the dead foliage off, because whitefly's all over everything at the moment. So not done anything in that bed or that bed. So they just need some lower foliage taken off, bit of weeding in this one. I'll come down for a day next week and do a bit of weeding, and probably pick some more bits of cabbage and that. So the cauliflower, the Clapton that was there, they're all out. I've picked the broccoli side shoots, and pretty much like just pulled off all these sort of older leaves. There's a couple of older leaves, I can tell by the colour of them. So I'll just keep them tickling over, and once they stop producing much crop, I'll just pull them out. Because these should be about ready to pull, you know, in another 2 or 3 weeks I can start pulling them. Over this way, got the Rigoletto, there's 4 left in there, pulled one. I've got 3 of the Primo 2s I've pulled out, they're only tiny, but little small cabbage heads, I can use them for making coleslaw, because there's still some lettuce to pick in the garden, so I need to do a bit of harvesting in the garden. I won't bother videoing that, I've done all the picking lettuce and all that before, so it gets a bit repetitive now, just keep harvesting the same sort of stuff. You know, it's pretty much the same as I did in the first half of the year, really. But I'll still do little updates on it as I'm harvesting stuff, because it's handy for me to look back at. So fruit cage is back to how it was really now. Everything's out. Courgette plant had a few small courgettes on. I mean, it was still okay, but I just ripped it out. So I'll get it out of the way. I can get in there and clear a bit, and hopefully the mole will sod off now, or voles, whatever it is. And then just see how the purple sprouting gets on. I could probably do a stake in that at some point, but they were cutting the grass on it the other day, so it's kind of got a lot of dead grass all over it, so I'm hoping it doesn't start rotting it and that. But it's one of the things, we'll see how it goes. Right, the harvest. So we've got a bucket full of the tender star. Hopefully that's the end of the beans from here now. Well, it will be, there's no more bean plants. Sweet corn, you know, they'll be fine, they will. Cauliflower heads, there's just one. That one that was so close to blowing. But I mean, a couple of these smaller ones, they're really nice heads. I prefer them sort of this sort of size, you know, they're quite dense like that. I'm not a great fan of cauliflower, but I've just got to sort of try and eat a bit healthier, I guess, you know. So if I grow it, it'll force me to eat it. There's the broccoli side shoots, absolutely loads of them. They'll keep coming with a bit of luck. Dwarf French beans and the little tiny courgettes. That's the baby corn. I just pulled it all off. I've got about 20 odd, and it's all it is like this little tiny stuff. You know, it's not bigger out. You know, it's a bit of a waste of time, really. You know, but it was something to fill the gap. You do stir fries and that. These are the golden acre cabbages, little tiny head behind that, and then the Rigoletto, the big fella there. So I'll give the outer leaves to Kane, and then we'll have the heart. So all in all, not bad crop. I've got a bit done. You know, all the potato beds kind of good to go for next year, really. Just it's all covered up with stuff. So it's next to be peas and more brassicas, and more broccoli. That's all there is to crop from here, really. Yeah, brassicas, peas, nothing else. But it's that time of year now. Everything starts coming to a bit of a close. But, I say I've had loads this year, so I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered at all. So I can sort of take it easy a bit now. Just try and pop up here once a month, once a fortnight. Just tickle along until the bad weather comes, and then I'll be pulling off here then. I'm just hoping that sheet stays down, because I usually throw my blue water mains pipe on it. It should do. If it doesn't, well. So that's it for this update. Next one will be probably a few weeks away yet. Don't know, I've got a lot of other things to get on with, regarding music and all that sort of stuff. Got to get all that sorted out, because gigs are starting to come, and the old nerves are kicking in a bit now, because I've not done any gigs for nearly 2 years. So I need to concentrate on that a little bit, and obviously there's other things. So thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next one. See you now. Bye bye.